original father-son voiceover podcast studios. That's my dad, Todd. If you're new, I'm Hudson. And we are full-time voiceover talents. This week, I was more full-time than I usually am. But we won't talk about that right now. We'll talk about that in our numbers when Johnny comes here. Johnny helps run VO Marketing Pro.
They had a good week, too.
They sure did. VO Marketing Pro is a direct email marketing business for people like you and I, or maybe you who are watching. Maybe you're a voiceover talent, you do voiceovers, and they send out emails to companies that use voiceover directly through their email.
That's a very good explanation.
There you have it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row. But anyway, this is our Todd's Tips. Dad's been in the business for 13 years, and he usually gives us some things to think about, a tip or two. And these are things that he gives me.
Yeah, so this is Todd's Tips, and as you well know, we've been also doing a long series, and we're going to continue to do this long series on do's and don'ts, things that I do and I don't do in my business, my voiceover business. And I can't stress that enough. It is a voiceover business. Sure, it's a creative outlet. Sure, it's there's acting skills, there's all sorts of stuff that you're going to need, production skills, editing skills, but it is a business. So always keep that in mind. Demond, our audio visual producer, is flashing these caveats. We always do this every single time to make sure that all you're doing with my do's and don'ts is just listening, just humbly, calmly, patiently listening. Not getting emotional, not starting to argue right away if something you don't agree with, or on the reverse side of things, just all of a sudden saying, oh, yeah, I got to do that. I don't want you to do that either. Mm-hmm. What I want you to do is stop and think. And so we provide these caveats so that you can see that maybe you're not just exactly like me. In fact, I know you're not just exactly like me. I highly doubt you're a 63-year-old man who's had 30 years of radio experience, has 6 sons, on and on and on. In your 13th year of voiceover, different things like that. So just take these and think about them and remember that business is business. And so a lot of these do's and don'ts are business principles that you need to somehow apply. But maybe they'll apply big time, maybe they won't apply as much, or maybe they won't apply at all. But all right, just do some thinking. So I do listen to industry experts, but I don't take them too seriously. I think we're going to tread here, maybe step on some toes.
Okay, nobody watches.
I'm always amused at the amount of VO talent, coaches, casting directors, demo producers who label themselves, or they allow other people to label them as industry experts. But a bigger amusement to me is the amount of working voiceover talent, workaday men and women who take what these industry experts, I use that in quotation marks, industry experts, take what they say and what they do like they are, instead of experts, VO God spokesmen, spokespeople. Actually, check that. Sometimes I'm amused, sometimes I'm amused, a lot of times I'm grumpy. That's just being honest. It's not that all industry experts are wrong all of the time, or that they're bad people. I assume that they're decent people and that they truly think they're helping people. And I'm sure they do help in many ways, but they are not VO gods. They aren't infallible. And in fact, I personally am quite skeptical of people who do, especially lots of, you must do this, or you must not do that talk, or worse yet, those who pontificate about certain practices, saying those who do them are selfish, unethical, and bad for the voiceover industry. For my part, I have gone against the grain of lots of the industry experts. You've heard me talk about that. And it's served my business quite well, I might say. My advice is this: listen to those industry experts, but remember, they're making a living depending on you following their advice. So don't take them too seriously. Now that's my do. But I have a bonus portion. Do you mind
double.
hanging on for just another 4 or 5 minutes?
Is it a double do or is it a don't and a
I
do?
think it's just more information that could get me into trouble
we're
with
getting
some
into
of the
double do.
VO experts. So here's a bonus tip. See if you can follow these numbers. I don't have them written down. But the first 6 years of my voiceover career, I made $389,000 total, the first 6 years. The next 6 years, the last 6 years, I made $1.622 million in voiceover for a total of $2,011,000 in voiceover alone over the 12 full years.
No coaching, no demo production, nothing.
Right.
Nothing,
passive income,
nothing like that.
Like that.
Just you behind a microphone editing and all
right.
that stuff.
Right. At the end of last year, I was over $2 million that I've made in the 12 years. So many voiceover talent. And here, let me stop here. The reason I bring that up is not to brag. I'm very thankful for it. I've been very fortunate. But here's my point, and I'm not saying this in a cocky way. I'm just saying it in a confident way. I know what I'm talking about. That's my point in bringing that up. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to do everything I do. In fact, I encourage you again, like I did at the beginning, don't do everything I say, but evaluate it because I do know what I'm talking about. So many voiceover talent talk about all the VO coaches they've had. Some coach with multiple VO coaches at the same time. And they're encouraged by that, to do that. They swear by it, in fact. But I'm skeptical, I have to be honest. I wonder if this is just, and this sounds like I've got my, what do we call it?
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat on, yeah. And I'm thinking there's all sorts of, what do we call those? Theories. Conspiracy theories. I'm skeptical, though. I just wonder if this is just the VO system. The industry experts have created the
VO matrix,
a self-perpetuating merry-go-round to keep them in power and to make them money. Not doing voiceover so much, but coaching and being an industry expert. So much money is spent in VO coaching. We heard of a man, won't mention anything other than this. Mm-hmm. We heard of a man that spent tens of thousands of dollars. And I don't think he had made any money in voiceover yet.
Yeah.
Here's what I've done and I still do. With my common sense hat firmly on my head, and you have common sense too, or you might have a friend who has common sense that can help you, or a spouse, or a child. With my common sense hat firmly in place, I found one coach that I knew would help me be successful. I knew he would help me make money. That's success in my book because I'm in business. I paid for some of his coaching, for some of his coaching services. Most of what I learned from him, I picked up by watching his YouTube videos for free. He has over 1,000 of them. There's so much to be learned for free. Then I watch and I listen and I learn from a handful of other VO coaches and other VO talent with my common sense hat on, watching and listening and learning. And what I do is I just take what they say, I apply it or I don't apply it. And that's how I've built my business with very, very, very tiny amounts of coaching, basically with just one person, but just watching and listening and learning. And I think a lot of people could do that. Now, you won't hear that from the industry experts. They say coach and coach and coach and coach and get multiple coaches and you got to get new coaches all the time. And that's fine. Again, if that makes you successful, so be it. If that makes you money, so be it. But if it doesn't make you money, if it doesn't make you much money, or you're on a merry-go-round, you feel like you are, at least just take a step off for a little bit and think.
I had a question. You said, and some of these people might think, but how do I know that you're telling me the truth? How do I know that you're somebody I can follow? You said, I think I know what I'm talking about. I have confidence. I'm sure there are other coaches out there that are saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And
they don't know me from Adam.
That's what I mean.
It's a fair point. And you don't even know if those numbers are real, even though I give my numbers every single week, and I can send you a tax record of that if that's what you really need. But here's the biggest point, I think, and maybe this is what you were leading up to. Maybe it was a softball.
Yeah.
I don't get paid to do this. There's nothing that, I mean, honestly, I'll be quite honest with you. We only have a handful of people that watch these regularly. So I don't even know who they're getting to and if anybody's even caring about what I say. But I don't get paid a dime to coach.
Yes,
I might someday. I might. In fact, I'm probably planning on doing that. But after 13 years, I haven't done it yet because I work at Voiceover. And to be honest with you, I kind of like to be a little bit of a watchdog in my little corner of the world. But maybe there was something else you were thinking.
No, I just wanted to ask that because I figure there's so many voices out there, and somebody might say, well, I'm listening to this guy. He says, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm confident. This is how much. Sure. Maybe they haven't said how much they make. But just to be able to say, they might be asking that question. Well, like you said in your Todd's tip, take a step back, see what we talk about.
Well,
and once again, you don't have any skin in the game where you have to make money from these videos. So you're standing on the outside, looking at the inside and saying, what do I not like about that? What do I like about it? Stuff like that.
Yeah, and you might not like what I say at all. And in one sense, I don't care because I'm confident. But if you want to get your big boy pants on, then just ask the next coach you have, how much money did you make last year in Voiceover?
Yes.
And make them come not, I made quite a bit on Fiverr. I made quite a bit on Voices.
Well,
I made a lot.
I'm in the top 10%.
Yeah.
Give us numbers.
Yeah, give us numbers. And then if you really, because you're going to be paying money to these people and you're going to be setting your career course, which could cost you a year or 2 or 3, you might find that what their advice doesn't work much. And so ask them if you can talk to other people that they've coached and ask them how much they make. Again, if that's how you view success, if you don't view success as business that is making money, then forget what I'm saying because I have that bias. That's my mission statement. I'm in Voiceover to make money. And if you just watch some of these videos, you'll hear that as a broken record as well. So thank you for that question. I hope I'm not trying to be too strong with people. And I watch these things and
it can be tiring sometime. And hearing those stories like that gentleman who spent that much money, I'll just say real quick, I spent maybe $1,500 getting all of my stuff. And
now you get free coaching, if you will.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, let's be honest. We try to be as transparent.
Yeah,
you get free coaching because you live with me.
You're right.
And that's not like I know everything or I'm the greatest coach. I don't think I am. But the point is you're my son. You trust me.
But $331,000 a year in just Voiceover, that's worth listening to. Anyway, there are ways to not have to spend that much money.
That's very true.
And so anyway, we'll stop talking. Next up is our numbers. Johnny from VOMP will be here, and you will get to hear how my week went, Dad's week went, and the people at VOMP. That's probably you. If it's not, no worries. We'll see you next.